So this is a Bailey Jive 434. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, the hitch up procedure we'll go through in person here on site. The jockey wheel, etc. is also something we'll go through, and the handbrake and how to connect to the car. Coming down the far side of the van, you've got your wind down leg at the front of the van. You've got your water pump connection on the side, so you've got a blue trigger you'll pull back and push into the side of the van. The pump end will then drop into the aqua roll. You've got your heating vent on the side of the caravan, which is essentially a carbon monoxide vent on the side of the van, so that will allow gas out the side of the van. You've then got your fridge vents, again gas flue essentially for the back heat for the back of the fridge itself. You've got your motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll torque the wheel nuts before you leave site, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover so you can see it's working correctly. You've then got your grey waste pipes coming out the side of the van also, and then waste pipes will drop down into your waste tank itself. Back of the van, you've got your toilet flush tank. So this tank here will take 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. And then in the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette, which you remove by pulling the handle up and pulling towards you. At the back, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so you'll empty the waste. Got an orange pressure relief button on the back of the cassette, so you can tip waste away, and so it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. The neck there will turn out, and you take the cap off to empty the waste out. Before you use that, you'll need to put 1 litre of water in and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back of the van, you've got your wind down legs on either side, as you can see. Again, we'll demonstrate those while you're here. On the far side, or on the door side of the van, you've got a storage locker for underneath the bed. Behind the door, you've got your gas locker. As you can see, gas pipe work, gas regulator, and your bottle tie downs in there also. You've then got your battery box and mains power coming into the caravan, and your motor mover power switch behind there, which again we'll demonstrate while you're here. At the front of the van, you've got a barbecue gas point for if you want to have a barbecue set up down the side of the van. Going inside now. Very simple to operate this van. As you can hear, the radio's working away. I'm just going to turn that off. There we go. So, first thing you're going to do is when you come inside the van, you can come over to the control panel by the door. You've got your master power switch, your internal lights, your awning light, and your water pump run. The water pump run, I will come back to in a moment and demonstrate that once we've been through the how to drain the van down and how to fill the system up. So underneath the seat on the far side, underneath this seat here, you'll find your water tank, fresh water tank. So just down here in the corner, you've got your yellow drain down valve, and to fill the water system you'd need that parallel with the floor as it is at the moment, and to drain the system down you put it upright so it points towards the bottom of the seat. You'd always drain the caravan down for winter storage or when you're not using the van, because if it does get frosty or cold during the winter, it could potentially freeze and crack the onboard water tank. To fill the water system, you'd first connect the water pump on the outside of the van, which is just in the sink. You'd open all the taps up on the hot side, as you can see here. I'm not going to fully fill the system right. I'm not going to fill the system right now because we haven't got an aqua roll connected. But again, you'd open up the valve on the tap and the one on the shower in the bathroom also. Once all them taps are open and you've got your aqua roll connected, you'll be able to come back over to the control panel by the door and turn on the water pump switch, and that will start filling the water system on board the van. Once the system's full, you'll have water coming continuously out of each tap, and once it has happened out of each tap and the shower itself, you would turn each tap back off. As you can see, each tap is now turned off again, and the water system is full at this point. So the next thing you can do is go to your heating and hot water control panel. Now above the control panel for the mains power, you've got this control panel here. You press the middle button and it will take you into the options. The first one that's flashing here is the room temperature for the caravan essentially. So you can control that by spinning the dial round either which way. And then you can set it by pressing the button in, and at the moment the temperature is set internally to 20 degrees. The next one across is your water temperature. Again, you'd hit the button and you've got Eco, which is around 30 degrees, Hot, which is around 60, and Boost for when you are showering. Again, to set that, you'd press the middle button once you've selected the temperature you'd like it to be. So as you can see at the moment, it's coming up Eco there where I've just set it, but for now I'm going to turn that off. Select the power supply that's coming into the caravan for the heating and hot water, or the power supply you want to use. You've either got gas on its own, mix 1, which is 1000 watts of power and gas at the same time, mix 2, which is 2000 watts of power and gas at the same time. You've then got electric 1, which is 1000 watts of power on its own, and electric 2, which is 2000 watts of power on its own. At the moment, we're going to set it to electric 1. On the end here, you've got your fan option, so you press the button, and then you can select your fan speed, eco or high, depending on how you want it to warm up. So we're going to put it on eco for now, so the van starts warming up nice and gradually. Down the bottom here, you've got options to set timers for the heating of hot water, your clock options, and some settings in there for engineers. Next thing we're going to go to is the fridge. So to use the fridge, you've got a couple of different controls on the front of the fridge. You've got 240 volt, so when you connect it to mains, and you can control the temperature on the dial on the right hand side. Just here, the higher you go, the colder the fridge will be. If you want to use 12 volt for when you're towing down the road, so you can use the fridge as a cool box, you put it onto the 12 volt mode, and that would allow the fridge to chill on 12 volt only. To operate the fridge on gas, you'd spin it round to the dial at the bottom, you'd press the valve in on the temperature, and then hit the igniter on the right hand side. Once it has ignited, you'll notice the little red line here will go round into the green, and that is essentially your pilot light. If that drops down for any reason, it hasn't fully ignited on gas, and you'll have to go through the igniting procedure again. Cooker and hob works the same as your household cooker and hob, no difference at all, igniter on the front, etc., as you'd expect to see. The microwave, very simple to use again. You've got your eco microwave, so you press the eco button just here to wake the microwave back up, because it will turn itself off after a short amount of time of being inactive. And when you are travelling, you'd open the door up and remove the microwave plate from inside. Radio works like a car radio. Plugs and sockets around the van are as you'd expect again. Plug in your power, turn on the socket, and power will come out. And in the bathroom, one of the last things we're going to go through on this particular caravan is the toilet system itself. You've got an electric flush on the back here, as you can see. The toilet cassette, the toilet itself will actually need to be pointing straight towards the shower when you try and remove the cassette to empty it. If it isn't, it will actually stop you from removing the cassette due to the fact it's got a lock on there to stop that from happening. Essentially, it's to stop the cassette being removed while the toilet's been used. And you've got a waste handle here which will allow the waste down into the cassette in the bottom of the toilet. On top of the toilet, you've actually got a full indicator light as well. This little red light here will appear when the toilet cassette is full. If you do ever have a problem with that, please do give us a call, but it tends to be that the magnet has fallen off inside the tank, and that isn't always something we can fully fix. The reason for that is that it's a whole new cassette unit, so you would possibly have to buy a new cassette unit if that did fall off at any point. If you have any further questions on the Bailey Jive 434, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. Thank you very much. Bye bye.